Bah! I'm not even gonna say hello. I'm just gonna go bah! Good evening. Hello, hello. How's everyone doing on this fine Wednesday evening? Because I once again forgot to get everything ready in time. That's fine. We are ready. We are ready to finally finish our first route in this game. Holy shit. You've been procrastinating your shower for hours. Amazing. And now you're here, so you're gonna procrastinate it some more. Perfect. I am very proud of you. Well. A short recap for what happened last time. Yggdrasil is going absolutely bonkers, trying to get, what do you call it? Life juice, I guess, and then killing fairies left and right. And Vinya oh well, some extra because subs don't give the whole amount. Aww. Thank you. That's so nice. Thank you. Aww. I live for the one cent that Vinia was like, okay, I only care for Titania, I only care for my sister, I'm gonna get her out of there, and push us onto the life leeching stuff, so we are kind of dying, but we have some good men to try and come and rescue us, I guess. But first, wait, we're already at the final chapter. Oh my god. Ah, you paid in euro, that's why. Okay. Thank you so much. Hello, lovely people. Hello. Hello, lovely person. Yeah, it looks like we're gonna get some more flashback and background information on Canus. We had a very heart-to-heart talk with him last time. He did tell us he, like, loves us. Like, 5 minutes before we were pushed into most certain death. So, just, we have a fantastic life going on. Gonna go shower now and return. Okay. Let's see. You added like that. That's very nice. Let's see who finishes first. This happy ending, or you and your shower? Go. Okay. Let's go. It was a long time ago. Back when I was still living with my 2 older sisters. Wait, hold on. Oh, okay. I was about to ask, whose older sisters? Huh? The dignified older sister Banshee, the kind-hearted second sister Titania, and me, Venya. My sister Banshee, who was born as the Fairy of Death, fated to be feared from birth, was also a gentle sister according to us, since we were all born in this world. The 3 of us were aware of our unique existence compared to the other fairies, and still we continued to live a happy life. Our lives took a turn about 500 years ago. The fairy queen at the time was nearly dead, and Titania was chosen as the next queen. The most beautiful fairy loved by Yggdrasil that will unite all fairies. This position was a highly coveted and admired position. This was no exception for me, who was still young at the time. When I heard that my sister was to become the queen, I felt nothing but pride. But in the shadows... Oh, they actually gave Banshee a voice as well. One evening I was summoned by Banshee. Without even knowing, she was pale-faced and shaking her head while everyone else was out celebrating their new queen. Oh? I couldn't understand it. Why must we be the ones to destroy her rise to glory? We should be the ones who are celebrating the most. Perhaps, is Banshee envious that her own bloodline has taken the beloved throne of the queen? I foolishly thought so, and without asking for further details, I rejected her plea and shook my head. I remember it to this day. There's no way I could ever forget, because this was the last night I saw my sister Banshee. Oh. And now I understand why Banshee's eyes looked so sad. Why Banshee put her life on the line to stand against this world. Now I understand. As the Fairy of Death, she inherited the knowledge about the truth of being the Fairy Queen. She knew the truth of sacrifice of the World Tree Bride disguised as a decorated position. Of course, she could have very well told Titania of this hidden truth, but perhaps she chose to throw herself away for the sake of all those living in Medio. That is why Banshee called for me that evening, because I was the only hope to make Titania reconsider. But like, what kind of power does Venya have though? Because obviously they're somewhat different from other fairies, but I don't want to lose those that are dear to me anymore. I'd rather fall to disgrace than to do nothing and lose them. Even if the cost of it, the life of someone I know, someone I can call my friend. Ah. We like you very much, Vinya. Please don't kill us. Please don't leave us to die. Yggdrasil eats away at my soul. There's no room for me to tremble and fear. All I feel is an extreme pain in my limbs. And at the same time, it felt as though my flesh was gradually being removed from my fingers. Ugh. And while I writhed in pain, Vinya begins to explain quietly the reasons behind their actions.
きっかけはあなたから天崎島の事件を聞いた時です。
Oh. Amazaki Island?
ええ。常識外れの実力者が集う喫茶アンシャンテ。それはきっと世界が相手でも通用する。僕はそう判断しました。
In other words, Vinya, instead of taming Yggdrasil, has taken me hostage and crafted a situation which will compel Canus and the others from Enchanté to fight and kill Yggdrasil. I believe that's what's going on. And as if to affirm my predictions.
恨んでくれていい。同情の余地はない。けれどどうか姉さんを救うための礎になってほしい。
We would have helped to save your sister without you throwing us to die, you know? Could have just talked to us. Like, hey, I have this plan. We need to kill a giant tree. Yeah, okay. Not this. In response to their sorrowful, resentful, and pitiful voice, Titania bursts out into a rage. A rage you can almost not hear because the voices are also... Maybe?
いいえ、思っていませんよ。姉さんのことを弟である僕が一番よく知っていますから。
I forget every time I wanted to look up who voices Vinya. Why do I always forget? Oh! Titania's palm strikes her brother's cheek. Yeah, it's like communication, you know, speaking to people. English, motherfucker, do you speak it? Except they're Japanese. So, Japanese! Do you speak it? It was not enough to get them to stop. They held on tightly to Titania's arm and stared deeply into her eyes. Oh.
確かに僕としても琴音のことは嫌いではない。ですが、それだけなんです。
Oh, you're lying to yourself. You're definitely... You are my friend. You're trying to kill me right now, but you are my friend. You're not getting out of that.
単に優先順位の問題ですよ。姉さんとどちらを優先すべきかなど検討する余地すらありません。
たまらんか。何が優先順位じゃ。そんなものを扱うよ
うな。姉さん、これまで僕と姉さんはカヌスに殺させる妖精を選んできた。
Oh.
若い妖精ではなく、長く生きた妖精を優先的に。
Interesting.
一人ずつ誰に死を届けるのか。
I guess that explains what Canus said, like, once I see your death, or like you're predestined to die. I was like, wait, how does he see it? He doesn't. These two just choose for him. That's interesting.
それこそ命に順位をつける行為。
That is the exactly what you are opposing. Okay. Venia's eyes are endlessly cold and calm. Changing their mind would be nearly impossible for anybody to do. I guess. What's this, a perspective change? Yeah, of course it is. Oh, he's still finding those. Okay. I cut up, I cut down, I wipe out. In a single swing, I cut away 2 or 3 of them, but there's always more. Faster than I can defeat them, even more enemies begin to appear. But the design is really cool. Even while I do this, Cotone is getting her soul sucked away. I do not have time to be stuck here. I should be heading to the Nexus. Wait, hold on, why is this one red? I mean, the only reason they have this fairy of death is because of the tree. It's because of Yggdrasil. They wouldn't need someone to kill the fairies. If Yggdrasil had enough, it can't sustain itself just from water and air anymore. That's why it uses the life force of other fairy souls. But either they get rid of Yggdrasil or they manage to find a way so Yggdrasil doesn't need the life force of other life forms, and then I don't have that problem anymore. And I don't think they would ever have a problem with overpopulation. I can't imagine it. I cannot abandon the fairies around me, and instead of them, I am the one being backed into a corner by the spirits. How ironic. In order to tame the Yggdrasil's rampage, I need to offer the souls of fairies. Saving them here would be pointless, even counterproductive, but I can't believe I'm wielding my sword, unable to ignore the tragedies before me. It's a horrible self-contradiction. Even when they look at me in question, I could not give an answer. Everything is under the grasp of Yggdrasil. No, as long as this fairy world of Meteor is the world tree, there's no place of safety and refuge. If we disregard the integrity of the area, temporary safety may be viable, but if we involve Yggdrasil any further, the injured world tree will seek even more sustenance, even more fairies, and even from Cotone. Ha.
世界樹から少しでも離れるほかない。皆、ひたすらに世界樹の外周を目指せ。止まらずに飛び続けろ。誰かが食われても振り返るな。むしろその隙に一人でも多く逃げろ。
そんな。
What crosses my mind is a decision I made 500 years ago. If I turn my sword now and cut down the fairies. But similarly, I recall her face. She said she wants to know me, that she wanted to be with me where I belong. She gifted me such priceless worlds. Her image is in my mind. In which case... I strike again to cut down a line of enemies. And while I take another stance to at least create a path. What do you remember? A high-pitched voice cuts off my thought. I look up and see a trembling fairy flapping her wings. She was a small fairy without the slightest ability to fight. Huh? How can there be such a place? But despite fearing the Soul Eater's attack, that fairy desperately raises her voice. Oh no. You think all of these fairies will just like fly into the cafe? Like several hundreds or thousands of them? I don't think that's going to work out. Oh no. The fairy, while drawing a streak of shiny dust behind her, headed for a single door. Alone, decorated, and a heavy door buried beneath thick vegetation. I swore to return to what's behind the door.
名前は確かアンシャンテ。
Uh-oh! And in front of this hopeful door is a blockade of despair.
間に合わなか。
Oh! 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 Yeehaw! The force suddenly crushed.
おっと、いきなり修羅場に突入って感じ。
There he is. A familiar voice and with other friendly voices.
やあやあ、親愛なる首なし騎士殿。
Yo.
呼ばれちゃいないんだけど、助けに来ちゃったよ。
They need...
ミシェル。
Wait, who opened the door? Before a moment can pass after my gasp, two more shadows jump out and take down several more soul eaters. Oh, nice!
つうか、なんなんだよこの状況は。妖精界は平和が売りじゃなかったのかよ。
妖精たちの反応、それにこの状況、何一つ平和に該当する要素がありませんね。
妖精のみんな、急いでこっちの扉に。
Yay! Prompted by Rindo's words, the surrounding fairies go through the gate like a crashing wave. I can see Kadia on the other side, calming the fairies so they don't
お前
panic.
たち、なぜここに。
To help you! You know? Like friends do? Once I voice my inquiry of how this happened, Ignis stares down at his surroundings and responds without hesitation.
琴音の置き手紙があったんだよ。メディオに行ってくるってな。
女
Oh!
王様とお茶をするだけならいつものことだからいいんだけど、帝から今のメディオについてよろしくない情報を聞いたばか
Oh! Lucky you!
りで、嫌な予感がした僕たちはガリア君にゲートをつなげてもらってこうしてお邪魔をしたというわけ。
そしてこの様子では、その予感もどうやら当たりのようですね。
Though they may not know all the details, they must have sensed a great danger. Yeah. With the reunion greeting out of the way, the four of them brace themselves for combat. Let's go! However, the swarm of enemies, perhaps perceptive of the immediate disadvantage, or maybe for another unknown reason, disappear as if to melt into the stems and not a single one remain visible.
逃げられましたね。
And I won't run far. I nodded Eel's words and follow up.
ひとまずは落ち着いて話をすることができる。
You could move and have a decent conversation in the meantime?
一刻の猶予もない。
Yes!
皆、かけながらの話となるな。
Great idea.
構わん。
Yes, go.
オラオラオラ、イグニス様のお通りだ。ザコどもを引っ込んだな。
The soul eaters ascend in our way and Yggdrasil's tentacles scatter as Ignis' outburst scares them off. After disposing of the enemies, we are finally reunited as a group again and stop at a crossroad.
んで、こっから先はどうすんだ。一番手っ取り早い最短距離をぶち抜くパターンはあいつの命が減るから禁止なんだろう。
Ignis cracks his shoulders while recounting what I had told him as we ran.
まあね、到着したら魂を吸い尽くされてたなんてシャレにならないでしょ。あとは時間のかけすぎも禁物だね。彼女の体力も問題だけど。
She will live to see dawn at the latest. Before anyone else can pick up on Misa's suggestive choice of words, Eve finishes his sentence.
またマスターの性格面を考慮しますと、妖精の被害は気にせずに一目散に救助。
人道的な意味を別にしても世界中の回復源は立たないとそれだけこっちが不利になるよね。
After such a short dialogue, the plan we decide on is a rather simple one. Rindo and I will raid and Rindo and Eel will raid and search as they lead the ferries to Enchanté. Misha and Ignis will keep environmental damages to a minimum while acting as our escorts.
つまりあれだな。行き当たりばったりだな。
Oh, what now?
そうなるな。
Since we don't have the time to come up with a sophisticated game plan, this might be the best we can do. After deciding on a general plan, Rindo hands something out.
ああ、そうだみんな。これを渡しておくよ。
Me?
これを。
帝金星 GPM の通信機。
Ooh.
同じ世界の中なら通信可能距離も長いし、何かあればこれで連絡を取り合おう。
Oddly enough, he must have known how inept I am with technology, since he told me to leave it on and not touch anything. I take the communication device, and after each of us finish preparing,
カヌス、最優先事項は中枢部への到達です。あなたは一切を無視して最短距離を。
I said,
その言葉に甘えさせてもらう。
まあ、美味しいところを持ってかれちゃうわけだけど、ここじゃあどう考えても、ホームのカヌスが一番強いわけだし、土地勘だってあるから有利だしね。
oh yeah.
ついでに言うなら、囚われのお姫様を助け出すのは騎士の役目ってね。
Can you guys stop being embarrassing and just focus on rescuing her?
魔王はさらう側だもんな。
そうだ。
I feel the tension in my shoulder relax seeing their unchanged demeanors, but at the same time, I feel I must return Kotone to the peaceful nature of this group.
梅雨払いは任しとけ。その代わり、しくじるんじゃねえぞ。
ああ、必ずよ。
Whee! That's another perspective change. Ooh! Gradually, it feels like my senses are waning. Touch, vision, sound. The one thing keeping my failing body intact is...
ことね、ダメじゃ、意識を失うんだ。自分自身をなくすでない。
Show me your legs. Then I will keep awake. Titania cries in terror before my eyes, and above my knees a single flower. From it I can hear a nostalgic voice. I wonder whose voice it is. Where and when have I heard it? What? A gentle voice, a very lovely voice. My head is foggy and my consciousness blinks sporadically.
ニーヤ、もう良いじゃろ。このままでは。
まだです。彼女には今しばし花嫁でいてもらわなくては。言ったでしょ、姉さん。僕は何を犠牲にしたとしてもこの世界中を殺す。彼女を救うためならば彼らはきっと一切の容赦をしない。
We could have planned this battle though, so we could have had a better chance, right?
けれどかといって闇雲に世界中を攻撃すれば彼女の命が持たない。
That's what I'm saying. You could have collaborated. And like been all there, and then we could have still exchanged and be like, okay, we will sit someone else on a throne, and then we'll attack Yggdrasil when it's very weak. I don't know.
そんな絶妙な加減が必要な救出劇。必ずや彼ら。
When you are so
カ
dumb.
ヌスはここへ来ますよ。
Yeah, you're friends.
その身に劇場をたぎらせて必ずや彼女の敵を。
Ah! I wonder if Vinya is aware. If they're right, Canus' blade will be pointed at them. There's no way that Vinya themselves has realized this. Vinya, having taken their elder sister Banshee and freely taking the life force of their older sister Titania, they have an intense hatred of the World Tree. To save their only remaining sister, they would not hesitate to throw away their newly created bonds or their own life. Yet Titania is still... Ooh. My thread of thought derails at the sudden roar of the trees. Give me more. Something is being drained out of me. I nearly forget my need to breathe.
ことね、わしの声を聞け。皆の声に耳を澄ませろ。そなたが何者かを思い続けよ。そなたを助けに向かっている皆を思い続けるのじゃ。
Thanks to another search of excruciating... English and I are not good friends tonight. Excruciating pain, I managed to stay awake. And as I was told, I tried to repeat someone's name to myself. I am the owner of Enchanté, the barista for the regulars, and Canus... Ugh.
さあ、ことね。これが最後です。
Is
ど
it
れだ
now?
け恨んでくれても構わない。どれだけ憎んでくれても構わない。死にたくないでしょ。助かりたいでしょ。僕と世界中が。
No, you're not
許せないでしょ。
unforgivable. You just could have spent some more time thinking about this. And then they hold a single flower up toward me. The subtle fragrance tickles my nose.
叫べ。助けに来る彼らに届くように。
When my consciousness nearly escapes me, I make eye contact with the fairy before me. Contrary to the strong words, their eyes are drowning in sorrow. My mouth trembles as I spill the words. Canus. At this point, it was almost unclear who this name referred to, but I just have one thing to say. I believe. I believe in you. Alright, that's the flower that connected us to Canus. Never mind. I forgot. Despite my predicament, for some reason I have the strength to say that gently and with a smile. But this doesn't last very long.
さあ、この悲鳴が聞こえるはずだ。各世界で最強と歌われる脅威たちよ。
Warriors of the universe, what is this?
その歌い文句通り、世界をも滅ぼせるというのなら、この間違った世界そのものを完膚なきまでに破壊してみせろ。
Oh! Oh god, why is the music so calm? As we run toward the nexus, I can hear intense laughing and screaming, and
イグニス、聞こえたか？
as we strike down our enemies and continue making our way, the lack of an answer must be the answer. Okay, she never told me neither to fight Yggdrasil or to kill it, nor did she seek rescue. She only said one thing.
信じる。
After that, I clenched the now silenced flower tightly in my fist.
あんな風に言われちゃったら男としては答えなきゃね。
たく、とことん普通じゃねえやつだよ、あいつ。
でもそれでこそ俺たちのマスターでね。行こう、カヌス。彼女を救いにさ。
I'm not guided by some inherited memory of someone else, nor am I influenced by fate blindly following a predetermined path. I only follow my own will.
我は
Mm.
必ずや琴音を
You
救ってみせる。
You better, because I'm on the route to your happy ending. You better save me. I wonder how. No matter how much it has changed due to the effects of the fairy world, the biological characteristics of the plant, receiving sunlight, conducting photosynthesis, and feeding off of the land and water, should be no different from regular plant life. So burn it! As the GPM, I forgot again what this means, R&D department head, Mikado had once analyzed. Though it is out of the ordinary, Yggdrasil is still a plant. It has no eyes to perceive tragedies, no ears to hear the cries of fairies. It does not answer prayers, nor does it think or feel. Yes, the only thing Yggdrasil has is the eat or be eaten survival instinct. But now Yggdrasil is going to be eaten. Ha ha ha. Is shaken with danger. Even when it desires sustenance to heal, its food source, fairies, cannot be found. The roots that are extended out to find food have been cut down by someone, one by one. The lack of food and the swarm of enemies that seek to harm it are for the world tree a threat comparable to what occurred 500 years ago. Thus, Yggdrasil guided by anger, an emotion the World Tree shouldn't have. Oh, in the throne room. At Yggdrasil's nexus, the Queen's quarters, the roots and flowers quickly become visible. Like a blooming flower, enemies begin to appear one by one. The fairy siblings' expressions tighten.
なぜここにこやつらが現れる
Well, you're like the only life force still here right now. The Soul Eaters are tentacles designed to consume fairy souls. Normally, they do not appear near the throne where the bride offers her soul. Even during Yggdrasil's chaos 500 years ago, they never once appeared in this location. Then why?
そういうことか。カヌスの仲間たちです。おそらく彼らが妖精をアンシャンテへ避難させたからでしょう。
つまり妖精界に残された餌はわしらぐらいしかいないということか。
If either of the if either of them offer themselves up, I'm gonna cry. Because I want this happy ending to be with everyone still alive.
カヌスはまだ来ないか。
Like, Venia backs up step by step while protecting their scornful sister. If they are attacked here, it would pass as well deserved punishment. Either they get cut down by the Dullahan or eaten by the Soul Eater. Either way, that would be the end of it. Yeah, right? Oh. What the hell happened to my chat? Why did my chat just reset? However, their sister must be spared. As if they sense a lack of combat skills, the rising roots extend themselves at once. However, the hands of evil suddenly soar through the sky. Huh? All of them abruptly stop mid-air and fall to the ground in an instant.
何が今の一体
The squirming enemies seem to avoid advancing any further than a certain distance. At the center of it is obviously... Oh?
そなたが止めたのか
Oh? They look up to see Kotana, who was supposed to be indisposed, holds her head up a little and stares at the Soul Eaters.
そんなバカな妖精以外が世界一の力を
I'm still... to some extent, I think Kotana might not be completely human. The Soul Eaters that surround Vidi and Titania are still standing in shock, slowly close the distance between them. But... Stop. As if to be struck by Kotana's voice, the Soul Eaters freeze in position. Ahahaha!
かばうというのか
Ahahaha!
よせよすのじゃことね女王の力は自らの魂を削るただでさえ世界中はそなたの命を蝕んでいるのじゃ
From Kotana's point of view, she has no reason to leave or protect them. They cannot believe her actions. Despite Venia's dumbfounded expression, Kotana lightly smiles at Titania's plea. No, if I quit, you'll be attacked. You, my friend, have finally been liberated. You're able to use your own feet now to visit Enchanté. I refuse to let you become the World Tree Bride again. Oh, baby!
あの子花嫁にはさせないで
Let's fucking go! Venia suddenly loses their balance. They can hear the voice of a certain someone in Kotona's words.
いいや何をほうけているここまで言われてまだ琴音を犠牲にする気かカヌスを呼ぶためだというならばもう十分のはずじゃだから
無理です
いいやまだそんなこと
僕だってできるなら解放してやりたいいっそ今なら僕が変わってもいいだけどさっき姉さんを解放したのも数百年をかけて玉座に細工したからこそ
Oh.
やっと成し遂げられたんだ今すぐに解放なんて
That's unfortunate. However, from the beginning, the circumstances didn't allow for them to properly think of a plan. Yeah! The roots mobilize and soul eaters start to appear again in pursuit of the final source of food. Despite being stopped by the queen's powers, the spirits slowly surround them again. Kotone stares down at them once more. Don't come near. But as an act of defiance, the bindings of the throne violently, rapidly entangle her body. Not only her limbs, but her torso and breasts. They even firmly wrap around her neck. Ooh. Oh, today nothing's going as planned, huh? Without any regard to anyone's feelings, Yggdrasil indiscriminately and relentlessly tries to consume everything, even the souls of all present living beings. Where the fuck are the other guys? We have an angel. Someone who can run on water, and you're telling me they cannot get up here any faster. Oh no, a flashback scene. No! It fades. No, not the memories. No. Fades away. No! The many memories that make me who I am. No, are you kidding me? Yggdrasil, which has a hold on my soul, chokes me and takes me away. The person that enjoys talking with regulars. The person that brews coffee while smiling and laughing at the counter. I don't want to lose any of them. They're all treasured memories, yet one by one they become foggy and get ripped apart, like a once colorful tree in autumn withering away in the winter. They probably got lost, yeah! No! My memories, my recollections, myself, they're being stripped one by one. But even still, I will not forget, no matter how much of myself is stripped. I don't want to forget. One word. This word only consists of 5 letters. Oh my god. Canus. I just repeated so, like a plea, like a prayer. The one word that clearly holds passion. I will never let go of it. Canus! There he is! As if to answer my prayers, a single blade cuts through. The countless soul eaters and Yggdrasil's tentacles that surround me are all destroyed in an instant. Even the throne that constricted me has been cut up into 1,000 tiny pieces. My body's gently picked up, a cold and hard set of black armor, but I know the warm spirit that pulses beneath it. Yes! Suspense! Assertive and gentle, and as reliable as anything. Yes, he came. The person that I hope to never forget. Aww. Canus. After noticing that I'm still conscious, he draws his sword again, with his powerful tone intact. Hmm.
たとえ他の誰であろうとも琴音を奪わせはしない彼女を守る者として彼女に寄り添う者としてこのカヌスエスパーダがもらい受ける
As if to be stunned. By his overwhelming dominance, the distant soul eaters in the surrounding area don't seem to move any closer. Yes, he is! I don't think Kotone weighs anything to someone like him.
我が空白の眼に向き合い、そして照らしてくれた人よ。あなたの我を信じる思いに応えるため、我が剣、
Yes!
救うために振るうことを、ここに誓おうぞ。
While still carrying me in his arms, Canus jumps away from the rubbles of the throne and heads towards Titania and Venia, whom he apparently had also just saved.
安心してほしい。
Good food right there!
我はもう二度とこの手からあなたの話はしない。何があろうと守りきってみせる。
Yes, it's okay. I believe in you, all of you Canus. After he gently embraces my body once again, Canus faces towards Venia and Titania, who are still slightly dumbfounded yet sighing in relief.
なぜ僕まで助けたのです。
Because you're not a bad person. You just had a dumb idea.
姉さんはともかく、僕はあなたと琴音を。
理
由が必要か。目の前に窮地に陥った者がいる。それが古き友であれば、なおさら助けることに迷いはない。裁きが欲しいのならば、後にしよう。我はお前を殺すために来たのでは。
At the exact moment, Venia bit down on their lips, trying to process all of the emotions they can't express. Yggdrasil begins to shake. What?
これは花嫁をも失った世界中が完全な暴走を始めておる。
Well, that's fair. There's no one left aside from us anyway.
周囲すべてが、いや、下手をすれば世界中そのものがソウル。
Oops. At this point, even Canus and Titania begin to panic.
妖精界メディオですが、世界中を殺すことは叶わずとも、この狂った世界を壊すことはできた。カヌス、恥だとは分かっていますが、どうか姉さんたちだけでもアンシャンテに避難を。
Venia really didn't think this through. Like, okay, you destroy this entire thing, so what do the fairies do now? That need this climate to survive? No, Venia's words are filled with petulance. Canus responds.
その必要はない。
That is all he said.
なんじゃと。
琴音が言ったはずだ。我を信じると。ならば、我はその言葉に応えるまでのこと。
Ouch.
琴音を救い、お前たちを救う。
Ho ho ho.
そして、このメリオもまた救ってみせる。それが、この世界中にすら死を告げる存在である我であり、この世界を守護する騎士たる我でもあるのだから。
Okay. The quake is so violent that the collapse of the Nexus could happen at any moment. In the midst of the chaos, Canus' words are quiet, but unshaken, filled with conviction and determination. Oh, yes, we are filled with determination. Another quake. It was large enough to topple over the soul eaters and tentacles that have been surrounding us.
そうは言うが、一体どうするというのじゃ。
Light a match.
いくらそなた
Play
を
with
死を告
fire.
げる妖精だとして、一人でどうにかできるものでは。
He's not on his own.
いや、
Yeah!
我は一人ではない。我には頼もしき仲間がいるのだから。
Finally. Canus says as he pulls out something from his chest. Ah! That's
リン
the...
ドウから預かった通信機だ。これでメリオ内に散らばる港と連携が取れる。この中枢にはミシェルやイグニスも途中まで共に向かっていたのだが、我ならばあなたを救出できるとそう信じ、あらかじめ最後に備えた配置についてくれた。
Okay. Positions. Then after Canus releases a large
Mira.
sigh.
最後の大仕事だ。頼めるか。
With his low and clear-cut voice, he calls out to the others over the radio.
はいはーい、我らがマスターのためなら魔王様は喜んで世界の脅威になりますとも。
Oh!
俺にとっちゃうってつけの大舞台だ。なんせ周りにはよく燃える薪しかねえからな。
He gets it. He gets me.
改めまして生き残った全妖精の死が誘導を完了。いつでも大規模破壊を行います。それとリンドウ、カリア両名からの伝言です。皆の帰りを待っていると。
Father, I crave
さ
violence.
あ始めましょう。最後は任せましたよ、カヌス。
Over the radio, I can hear the voices of the most powerful beings in the universe whom Venia has deemed worthy. Permission to play with fire! Permission granted. Suddenly, Yggdrasil begins to tremble and makes a loud cracking sound like a shriek. One can sense what had happened without having directly witnessed it. The others scattered throughout Meteor must have attacked Yggdrasil all at once. I can hear Yggdrasil burn and collapse from the outer parameters as if to corroborate my assumption. Please stop the shaking. It hurts my eyes. Wasn't this what you wanted, Venia? Oh, thank God. While the siblings stand in awe of the overwhelming powers they can feel. Oh! Canus draws his sword and, after taking one step forward, powerful enough to smash the ground below, he starts dashing toward the troublesome Yggdrasil at an overwhelming speed. His animalistic drive can mean but one thing. Canus has just declared that this is Yggdrasil's final moment in existence. He aims at a single spot, the one place strongly tied to Yggdrasil, the place for sacrificed brides, the throne. Canus runs straight towards it in order to thrust his sword upon it. Yggdrasil violently shakes at the imminent threat. With its quake, the numerous roots and summoned soul eaters, Yggdrasil attempts to stop him in his tracks, but Canus doesn't even flinch. In the face of his overwhelming power, Yggdrasil's attempt at resisting doesn't stand a chance. Canus begins to focus on his approach, growing sharper and stronger. By drastically increasing his own powers, a single blow might finish it off. He follows up by saying,
妖精界メリオよ500年の時を経て今こそ我はお前に死を与えようお前はもう死んでいる
He swings his sword with all his might, and while he slices Yggdrasil, he takes his final step forward.
カヌスエスパーだ妖精界の万物に死を告げる妖精にして琴音を守り彼女にあだなす者を撃つただ一人の騎士なり我が魂我が剣我が琴の葉を受け入れよ
His strike is to bring death upon Yggdrasil, to destroy the throne, to put an end to all misfortunes. Canus imbues all of his power all of this powers into his sword, and with a thunderous roar he swings. And after Yggdrasil viscerally cries in agony, without regenerating or retaliating, it has been handed its death, and takes its final breath. Huh. Well, that's... Okay, I thought it would go out with more of a bang. With the death of Yggdrasil, which had held my soul hostage, I begin to feel the movement of time once again in an instant. My body feels light again and almost seems to float unassisted in mid-air. My attention is drawn to the tranquil scenery. Oh, what's this? A vow? Ah, that's right. Now that Yggdrasil has died, those fairies are finally liberated, in the real sense of that word. I'm sorry for causing you years of suffering, for bringing you so much grief. But at this point, I haven't the time nor the voice to apologize as I should, so at the very least allow me to pray. I wish for your happiness, and thank you, my dear sister, my dear brother. Thank you for saving them. Wait, whose voice was? Wait, who was this Banshee? The severed word tree, sliced cleanly in half, and though its life force is gone, it remains still still functioning as the land of Meteor. Some time has passed since the climax of the event. It's almost sunrise. Are you kidding me? Oh yeah, right. We killed the world tree. No big thing. Hi, welcome back. We just killed the world tree. Like 2 seconds ago. Everything. Okay. Canus and I are on our way to a certain location. Well, I bet it's a waterfall again. A few hours earlier, once the battle had ended, Misha and the gang decided on going back to Enchanté in their respective worlds. When they parted ways, they knocked on Canus' armor, congratulating his work. Seeing everybody made me smile. Normally, once the dust has settled, I would be home by now, but... Those words were the only reason I needed for me to remain on the world of Medio. By the way, with the congratulatory words, everyone struck Canus' armor one at a time again. What? Canus stops walking, the wisp of snow echoes quietly. I trace his gaze to see the scenery he had once seen. Oh, that one! Wait, it's also a waterfall. I was thinking of the other waterfall, but if I hadn't said anything, none of you would have known. God damn it. The place Canus claims to be his favorite place in all of Medio. But this place too, now that Yggdrasil has been defeated, will eventually wither away. But Canus does not display fear for such a future. Yes. He gently reaches out as if to prevent me from slipping in the snow. Supported by his hand, I cautiously walk as my feet slightly tilt diagonally. We approach the location where we can see the entirety of Medio. It's breathtaking, no matter when I see it. It's true that Yggdrasil had tortured Canus and the others for centuries, even though it was a threat. At the same time, this is where my memories reside, with Canus and where I met Titania and Venia. This single world is coming to an end. This is a major event. It's something that I couldn't have fathomed when I first took over Enchanté. I wonder what will become of the fairies, Titania, Venia, and most of all Canus from this point on. That was certainly my concern, but... I didn't need to ask what it was. As a soft wind blows, I can see them start to rise. As the world will comes the sunrise. From every visible place, light pours out from Yggdrasil's remains. Oh! Countless particles of light. As they rise and make contact with my body, they dissipate and vanish. Along with a warm sensation, an overwhelming sense of power grows inside. It feels as if all of the life Yggdrasil had been stealing from me is slowly being returned to me. No, that must be what it is. For this light is... Oh.
死したことで体内に蓄積されていたそれが一斉に解放されたのだろう。これであなたが吸われた命も元通りになったはずだ。
Canus, after letting out a sigh of relief, he too takes a particle in his hand and embraces it protectingly. Is that a word? Protectingly. Yes, the beautiful glimmers of light overflowing from the recently slain Yggdrasil belong to the lives of the Eaten fairies. Under normal circumstances, seeing life is not something an ordinary human like me can do, but as Canus mentioned earlier, this time really is an exception. Is it? My body, which was tethered to Yggdrasil, albeit only temporarily, seems to be exhibiting fairy-like characteristics, which would explain why I'm able to receive the life force of the fairies to recover my own life. Ah-ha-ha! Ah-ha-ha! Thank you. As I graciously thank the fairies for life now coursing through my healthy body, I subconsciously utter, I wonder what becomes of Medio from this point on.
今我々が立っている世界中は静かにそしてゆっくりと枯れ消滅していくだろう。
I mean, we could try to bring other plants to Medio. We just have to make sure that they don't turn into a second Yggdrasil. Canus tells of a hopeful future in the direction of the floating light.
こうして世界中に溢れていく命のもと種たちが今度は正真正銘メリオの命として芽吹くだろう。もしかしたら今度こそ生贄など必要とせぬ 正しき意味でのメディオの世界樹も誕生するやもしれない。
Oh, I see. The reason why this world tree was a disaster is because it originated in a foreign world and eventually mutated in this world. If it is purely made from life in this world, at the very least, he claims, the future will not be so grim. Hey,
なん
Canus,
だろうか。
when our future comes, let's come back here again. To the highest point here, to a reborn and truly beautiful meteor.
約束しよう。
Canus nods, and as if to engrave the scenery into his memory, he removes his helmet. At that moment, the world and the sunrise fully become one, as the lights shine ever so beautifully.
やはり感慨深いな。我はあなたと共に世界が生まれ変わる瞬間を見届けることができるのか。愛おしい。あなたと。
Canus, after spilling these words from the depths of his heart, and with his helmet still off, he once again turns around and faces me. Oh? Oh? What is it? What? Can we see his face now? Because of the power and the life of the fairies flowing through us. Aha. Aha. I see. Mhm. I just hope I won't get hit with a copyright strike for this song. Ha ha ha. Ha ha. Because when I uploaded my first stream to YouTube, I immediately got hit with an A. Hey, there's a sound in there. That does not belong to you for the opening, so I'm betting it's the exact same situation for the ending. But I'm still gonna let it play. I'm just gonna keep talking in hopes that it will make it any better, but probably not. Bon appetit! Bon appetit! English localization? Are you kidding me? You excuse me? Vinia's voice for Omika Shoji, yeah. I have no clue who that is. I thought maybe the voice was someone I know, but Omika Shoji doesn't ring any bells. It's an after credit scene, yeah. Those were memories of childhood. I recall the warmth of the flowing steam and the wafting aroma of coffee.
なんだことね。楽しそうだな。お絵かきか。
Homework for kindergarten.
何々？将来の夢？はあ、最近は面白い宿題が出るもんだな。
Yeah, Aki said she wants to own a pet store and Umi wants to be an idol.
いいじゃねえか。で、お前の夢は？
Grandpa.
なあ、ことね。じいちゃんは。
Oh, she wants to be. What are your dreams for the future? Become a grandpa.
あと、お前は女の子だ。どう頑張ってもじいちゃんにはなれねえ。
Why not?
なぜにじゃねえ。まったく誰に影響されたんだその口調。あ、カヌスの野郎か。まあ何はともあれ、孫娘の目標にされるってな。なか。
Oh. Yeah, Kotona's gonna be a coffee shop owner like you, Grandpa.
その意だ。
Uh-huh.
そうだな。もしもだけどよ。お前が本当に俺の後を追って喫茶店を選ぶっつうなら、最初は俺の後を追うだけでもいい。手を引いてやるし、 世話をしてやる。けどな、お前もいつかは自分で自分の道を選ぶ日が来る。
My own path.
おう。まあ、
Don't say that to a kindergartner.
近くにいないかもしれない。けど心配すんな。その時にはきっとお前が選んだその道を一緒に歩いてくれるやつが隣にいるはずだ。
This prayer will never be answered, but if I could see Grandpa again, I would want to thank him for showing me the path when I was lost, and for introducing me to Canus and the others. Thank you. A month's time has passed since the incident in the ferry road of Medio. Okay. Café Enchanté is back to doing business as usual. Okay. The regulars who aren't here at the moment have been visiting the shop as if nothing had happened. No. I guess there were some changes. That is...
ことね。
Yes!
カヌスに聞いたぞ。新しいハーブティーが入ったというのはま
Baby! Hey there, Titania. The fact that we have a new beautiful regular customer. Yep, that's true. I tried to procure some rarer ones like lemongrass. Titania has since been liberated from Yggdrasil. Now that Titania's become a regular, her love of red tea has affected the cafe. Enchanté's main menu, which consisted mainly of coffee items, now includes a very special red tea. Titania takes a seat at the counter with a wholesome smile on her face, as if she's been coming here for years.
ならば早速それを頼む。それとこの間のシフォンケーキとやらも。あれは絶品じゃった。
I'm flattered to hear you liked it, but don't eat it too fast, you choke. These days, the smile on Titania's face isn't that of the fairy queen, but that of an adorable young girl suited to her appearance. There's nothing that imprisons her anymore. Of course, she still holds the title of queen, ruler of the fairies, but it sounds like that job is going well for her so far. Then, as if someone had noticed Titania's arrival, footsteps echo from upstairs.
今日も来たのか、ティタニア。
Hehehe.
すっかりこの店に夢中なようだな。
Hehehe. That echoing gentle voice undoubtedly belongs to one of the regulars who loves Enchanté, Canus Espada. Canus, who's returned from Medio just this morning, releases a heartwarming sigh at the sight of Titania eagerly awaiting her cake, but...
このアンシャンテ、いや、琴音のアンシャンテが居心地のいい場所なのは確かだが、あまりに抜け出す頻度が多いと心配性の弟からまた説教を受けるのではないか。
The tiny queen's body jerks into stillness. Oh, don't be mean. Ah! Not the both here. Speak of the devil.
アンシャンテへの来店は止めませんが、毎日でも多いの。
Twice a day
一日で2度など店にとってもね。
Oh. The worrywart little sibling suddenly appears from the portal room and lets out a sigh.
そんなことあるものか。わしらはお友達じゃぞ。
Don't mind me. As the owner of this cafe, I'm only blessed by Titania's visits. And thanks to that, I'm glad that you come here too, Venia. So with that, welcome.
お邪魔します。
They probably feel uncomfortable coming here after everything that's happened, but like, come on! Water under the bridge. Venia, with a slight awkwardness, breaks eye contact with me in response to my welcoming. Don't be shy, have some tea. But they didn't try to escape the situation. Rather, they took a seat next to Titania as if to watch over her. This time, they are here as a genuine guest. Hehe. Canus looks upon them in an emotional state. In Medio, ever since then, just as Canus had predicted, Yggdrasil, which had terrorized the fairies, has completely withered away and vanished. At first, the fairies were quite confused regarding the fate of Yggdrasil, their homes, and the fact that it had all disappeared. But with the new life that the light spread throughout Medio, plant buds have started to appear. And now the fairies are tending to the growth of the new life and are focused on Medio's revival. For them, who never really had purpose in their lives, having something to work towards must be a fresh and invigorating experience. And now, it is safe to say that the bias towards Canus as the fairy of death has disappeared. Once Titania had announced to all fairies about the truth of Yggdrasil and that Canus had eliminated the threats, the way the fairies had perceived him must have changed. Of course, it may be impossible to get along with every fairy from the get-go, but Canus, who excels at growing plants, including the flowers in Enchanté's garden, is making good use of his experience. The fairies who were saved by Canus that day and had expressed their gratitude to him have been asking for his advice on how to grow the plants on Meteor. In other words, Canus is now, in a way, the gardening guru to the fairy population. Just imagining this makes me smile. And at the end of that incident, Ivenia, who had caused Yggdrasil's rampage for Titania's sake, was given one punishment. That is... Ivenia, I see you're honoring your promise. What is it? What is it? To stay by Titania's side no matter where she might be. Oh, and support her as the Queen's Chancellor for all of eternity. They deemed this punishment too lenient and that they should be executed, but ultimately, I'm giving up. Despite being bitter about it, they gave in to Titania's tearful plea and accepted their punishment. Yeah, what a punishment. Stay with your sister who you care for more than yourself. All your life. Like you wouldn't have done so before. Ha, what a punishment. There you are, sorry for the wait. I lay down the freshly made items in front of the two liberated fairies. Once they finish their well-mannered grace, they start enjoying the red tea and desserts. As I watch them with a smile on my face. Oh. I sense an upward gaze at me from the table in the back. Is something wrong, Canus? Did you want to order some? Why are you dark blue then? Hmm? Hmm? He seems very inarticulate. It sounds like he's talking to himself. Titania and Vinny also look at his demeanor with a puzzled look, at least for a second until... Oh? Vinia seems to have noticed something and snuffs their finger. Suddenly they gently whisper to Titania seated next to them. Having heard them, Titania bursts out a full grin. What's going on? I try my best to listen in. Something about an article in a magazine that Canus is reading. The siblings quietly whisper back and forth as they repeatedly look over at Canus. Their smiles resemble each other's. Oh. 30 minutes have passed since then. The two, having finished their food, suspiciously hurry for the exit, claiming they're going shopping downtown. I'm glad to see that they're enjoying their freedom in the human world, but I wonder what their gossiping was all about? What's going on? But now that the two are gone, no matter how hard I think, there was no chance of arriving at an answer. I decide to focus on the guests now here, so I turn around to Canus. By the way, Canus, you haven't ordered anything yet. Seriously, are you okay? You were staring at us the entire time. Or do you have something you want to ask me? Yeah. Okay. Oh! I mean, sure. Guided by his words, though at first very curious, I temporarily leave the cafe to Kadia, who had come in shortly after. I quickly change my clothes and arrive at the portal room with him. I don't mind going to the fairy world at all, but if I recall correctly, it was Canus of all people who told me I shouldn't go there for a while because of the instability of the land. But those doubts are instantly shattered the moment I arrive and lay my eyes upon the gorgeous scenery.
Ah, nice. Nice. Very nice.
In a matter of seconds, I am left speechless at the vibrant colors spread across my view. A blissful wind carries a sweet fragrance. The blooming flowers dance along amongst it, they reach the petals pleasurably toward the sky.
喜んでもらえただろうか。
Of course! Canus utters as he looks at the flowers.
あの時メリオ中に散り
Aww.
この地に芽吹いた種たち、これらはその一部だ。我や妖精たちが日々世話をしていた努力が実ってな。今朝ここで初めて一斉に咲き誇ったのだ。
Right? I think a landscape like this in real life would be incredible.
故にあなたにもぜひ見てほしいと思い。
Like just one big flower field for a bunch of kilometers. So that's what it was. I'm really glad. Canus leads the way, saying he wants me to see more. Being careful not to step on the flowers, we make our way to the center. This is the newly born meteor.
だがまだまだこれからだ。あなたへと誇れる世界を作れるよう、我も妖精たちと共にこの地に宿った命を育てていこうと思う。我はこれから死を知る妖精ではなく、命を育む妖精として生きていく。似合わぬ響きなのは自覚しているかな。
That's not true at all. The powerful and kind knight who put his life on the line to save me fully deserves that title.
そうか。
Hehe.
あなたにそう言ってもらえるのならば。
Suddenly, Canus had taken a comically deep breath.
新たな始まりを刻むこの日が訪れたら、あなたにどうか聞いてくれるだろうか。
Before I can ask him what he means by that. Aww. Would you bow down on your knees for me? He's still so big though. He removes his helmet, gently takes my hand and kneels down in front of me. Normally I would be looking up at him, but now I'm looking down at him. It's a refreshing perspective, I thought, but... Canus? I have to question his actions. Maybe it's just in my head, but his hands feel slightly tense. Could he be nervous? By the time I finish hypothesizing... With a voice so gentle, heartfelt, and overflowing with emotions, Canus abruptly expresses his feelings for me. And as my cheeks blush bright red from the passionate words he presents me.
表情すら浮かない。だが、あなたを愛し、守るという思いだけならば、あらゆる世界の誰にも負けはせぬ。我の花嫁になってはくれぬだろうか。
It feels as if time has stopped and everything is frozen in place. Bright.
無論世界中ではないぞ。
Really?
あなたが信じてくれたカヌス・エスパーダという騎士の花嫁となってほしい。
Does he mean...
本来妖精には結婚という概念はないのだな。あなたがティターニアに渡した雑誌の中にそれを特集した箇所があってな。
Oh.
それを偶然読んだ時、すぐにあなたの顔が浮かんだのだ。だからこの日を迎えたらその意志を伝えようと心に決めていた。
He's so cute.
無論我のような人外と生涯を共にするのは容易なことではないだろう。きっと苦労や寿命の差、そして顔が見えぬゆえのすれ違いもあるはずだ。 でも我はあなたに生涯を共にする者として。
Thank you. Thank you for the high rate time. His love is straightforward and to the point. This is probably his first selfish act, considering he has always dedicated himself to the service of the fairy world medium. My face reddens, not out of confusion, but out of flattery. I feel as if I'm but a flower in a vast ocean of a flower garden. Canus, now staring at me, must be predicting my response to him. But no matter how strong the feeling, I have to choose my words to get my point across. I will happily reciprocate for the kind and sincere man who's looking me, Kotorna, straight in the eye. I'd be happy to. In response to my stuttering. Oh! Yes. Yes. Nice. A blizzard of flower petals fly through the sky in celebration of us. Embraced by this warm celebration, Canus takes my hand and gently pulls it towards him. And... oh! A soft warmth seeps down into the back of my hand. That is probably Canus' kiss of old. Despite being faceless, he proves his love for me. If I don't get asked to marry someone like this, I don't want them. Oh my god! Yes, I accept with all my heart, and I will forever cherish your love and soul as your bride. Oh my god! Honestly, it's so refreshing to see a game that actually goes the extra mile and has them affirm to each other that they love each other and doesn't just stop at a well, they start dating maybe sometime. Thank you, kind knight. I'm just a fragile human being, but I will be a place of comfort, and I swear to protect your soul as the owner of my Enchanté and your noble knight's bride. Finn. Oh! This is so cute. What? What the fuck? I did not do anything. I did not do anything. Solitude is lonely. A new prologue is now unlocked. Okay. Thank you. What the fuck? So do we have... oh. Yes. Bad endings in this game apparently do not have extra CGs. So like... I'm happy with the happy endings. And I don't necessarily need to see what the bad endings are like. And if they don't have any CGs, then we're just gonna ignore that. They're happy and in love, so... we don't care about everything else. I'm just gonna... Wait, what's the Q&A? Give us your profile. Here answers from the cafe
だ
questionnaire.
がカヌスエスパーだ
Oh.
誕生日という概念がなかったのでな。人間界に来てからソーアン殿が決めてくれたのだが、日付は4月4日となっている。
Oh.
妖精界メリオは草花
April
が
4th.
美しい
The
とい
day
う我
to
の話から
represent the
我
beauty
を連想で
of
きるよう
spring
に決めてくれたのだ。
based on
他
my
の常
stories
連から
about
も
the
聞いて
spring.
いるかもしれないが、
Uh-huh.
誕生日がゾロ目なのは覚えやすいからだそうだ。年齢は少なくとも500年以上は生きているぞ。身長は190センチ。剣を振るうには恵まれた体格だと思う。ちなみに
Uh-huh.
体重だけは秘密だ。
6 feet and 2 inches. Perfect build for a swordsman, I must admit. As for my weight, I shall remain silent. Okay, I'm just not gonna ask why there suddenly wasn't any more talking. One thing though, his birthday being the 4th of April. That's 4 fours. 2 fours. Excuse me. 2 fours in his birthday. As the Fairy of Death, you're not slick. Oh, it's easy to remember. It's in April because spring is so nice and you're from Fairy World. It's literally, it has a 4 in it twice. You're the Fairy of Death. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? You're not slick. Okay. What are your pastimes and
ガーデニン
talents?
グや筋トレを少々たしなんでいる。特にガーデニングは得意だな。
I try a little bit of gardening and working out. I'm especially adept at
アイテムをう
gardening.
まく育てることが
I
でき
can
る。
grow most plant species of the human world fairly
より
well.
楽しむことができていると。
Nowadays, with your help, I'm enjoying it even
先日
more,
植えた花の苗
I think.
美しく
I
育
hope
つ
the
と
seed we planted the other day blooms beautifully one day. Sweet. What do you
好ましく思
like?
う。
My likes, you say?
そうだな。
The slow passing of time in the
人間
human
界の穏
world.
やかな時間の流
I like the
それに
change
伴
of
う季節の
seasons that
変化
comes along
れ
with
とて
it.
も好ましいと思う。
As you
あ
know,
なたも知っての通り
in Medio, all 4
メリオは
seasons
一
pass
日
in a
で
single day.
春夏秋冬を終えてしまうからな。
Oh, I was also impressed how different
それで季
flowers
節によ
bloom
って
during
咲く
different
花が大きく異なる
seasons.
ことにも驚いた。かつて
Medio
のメリ
originally only had one
違う
single
植物
plant,
に見え
the
る
world tree,
その実
at the root of
世界樹と
all
いう
the
一つの
different
木しかなかったからな。
plants.
昔そのことを話したら
Long ago, when I told the story to Lord Soan, he suggested I should dabble in some gardening.
我に持ちかけてくれてな。
He taught me how to grow flowers, and I've been hooked ever since. I gotta say, I'm not a fan of the scrolling text. I'd rather just have it all in one place, but that's all. What don't you like? What kind of girl do you like? Ha! But you know what? It's only... Oh, we've only been going for 1.5 hours. So you know what we're going to do now? We're just gonna get started on Ignis's route. Because a bunch of it will be spent with just skipping text we've already read. And I want to get a head start because I'm not sure how much of a difference there will be. There's going to be a new prologue, yes, a new prologue. But other than that, solitude is lonely. Yes. So it's one of those that gives you a prologue that changes a little every time. Is that it? I wonder though. Wait. Hold on. Is this the correct button? Yeah, this is the skip button for red text. Hold on. How fast is the skip speed? Not very fast. Let's change that. This is text we've already seen. Oh, wow. Well, we're gonna open it. So far, it looks like it's still the same prologue. On the other hand, I don't remember like how the original prologue started. No, no. You're going to give me... You're just going to get me in trouble with the copyright police. It's a very nice opening song, but I don't want to get in trouble again. I gotta say, Canus's route is very nice. So far. Well, so far, we finished it. It was a very nice route. I'm just gonna talk over all of this. We've seen this already. It's a very nice route. It does not touch upon a lot of the other problems, I guess. It's like, okay, there was this weird voice that got us to the other island, and the voice also separated us from the entire group the first time we went to Medium. But it wasn't touched upon again. So whatever that voice is definitely more for the true route, I guess. If Misha's route is a true route, or if it's just a, well, this one explains most of the background story route. But Automate, like from all the games I've played recently from Automate, they like to do like this, that the last route is to be seen as the true one where everyone's problems get fixed, while in their respective routes only one guy's problems get fixed, the one you get together with. So yep, okay, this is also still the same. This is all stuff we've already seen. Interesting. You know what the best thing that some, not a lot, but some visual novels have done is that they made a skip mode. A skip mode where it's like you just skip ahead to the next choice. If there's text in between that you have not seen it, it will show it. It will stop the skipping and show you the text. And as soon as you finish with the new text, it just skips you straight to the next choice. Because that's something not a lot of them do, but I've seen it. I couldn't tell you the last game I saw it in, but that one was great. Because we're just gonna sit here for like, I guess at least 10 minutes. Just skipping through the stuff we've already seen with me talking and talking. I mean, that's why you're here, to hear me talk. Probably, but still. I'm just gonna talk and talk. Love about everything happening so fast. This was before we were completely serious about taking over the cafe. We just beat up a bunch of the GPM guys. It's like, oh, they have a fallen angel? Oh shit, fuck, we didn't know that. Retreat! But this song I like. It's very comfy. I think if you actually sat down in a cafe and the song was playing, that would be a comfortable vibe. I think I could maybe study to it. Sounds like study music. You don't get too tired of it. My name is Speed. Oh yeah, Eel and his blue and red switch. Who here has a switch? Talk to me, people. Who here has a switch? And which one do you have? I'm interested. Oh, finally a new scene. Going to sit next to him. You have one you rarely use. That is valid. I put my foot back in its wrapper and get up from my seat. I walk toward the seat next to Ignis, however. You have the original Switch from 2017. I also have that one. Well, my parents have it now, but that is also very valid. It's a good Switch. What? When I try and get closer to him, he keeps pulling his chair further away from mine. Why? You had to switch out the Joy-Cons. Oh no! Drift? Joy-Con drift? Oh, I guess you're right. With Mr. Rindo's advice, I decided to sit in front of Ignis for now. Aww. Oh well, that's the only difference. Okay. I think ours do not have drift. But like, ever since I gave it to my parents, it hasn't been in use in like forever. Like the one time I tried to show my mom Ring Fit Adventure, and she was like, "Oh, I'm gonna use it every day," and then she did not ever touch it again. But I don't think they have drift yet. And my poor Animal Crossing Switch that I smashed. It fell down and it has a bunch of little cracks, and I'm so sad. I have never cracked a phone in my life, and now the phone I have right now, it fell down like a day before I got my case. Cracked. This Switch, cracked. I hate it. I went years without that happening to anything electronic I owned ever. But no. I'm a friend of Canus. We're not in the type of relationship you all think we're in. Oh, that does also make a difference. I see. No, that's not what I mean. Wow, it's a two line difference. Okay. It'll be interesting to see where the differences lie in how you build up affection for the guy you're going for. I think. Breaking special, yeah. I mean, it's not broken, but I keep looking at the right Joy-Con in its glorious pastel blue, and I'm like, baby. Hurts. It hurts so bad. I'm gonna give myself. Where is it? hydrate time for myself because I can. Self-care. Oh, thank you. Ah, okay. Yeah, that one was. We needed that. My shoulder just cracked before I even really tried. Oh, what's going on today? Okay. Whew. See how Ignis is doing. I think I heard Ignis say he was in charge of preparing the snacks with Canus. Ignis does eat a lot. I imagine he cooks for himself a lot. A bit curious how skilled he was, I decided to go and see what he was up to. I entered the kitchen calling his name. Canus must have stepped out for a moment as I didn't see him. Okay, what are you cooking? There he was, Ignis following his task of preparing the snacks. Accompanied by the sound of sizzling, a savory aroma filled the room. There was no mistaking it at all. What lay in front of him was a giant steak. In what world is a steak a snack? What? Crap, I didn't mean to say that out loud. He heard me. You were going to be making snacks for the tea party, right? Meat pairs well with tea. Well, I guess so. I suppose with green or oolong teas? While I was criticizing him internally, Ignis quickly regains his happy disposition, keeping a watchful eye on the pan. Uh-huh. His words were filled with confidence. Ignis cooks through the thick steak with the perfect amount of heat. You're a good cook, huh, Ignis? I see. I didn't feel any immediate danger at how he was handling the frying pan. I mean, I wasn't worried to begin with, but seeing him work really reassured me. But still, I'm honestly just bored. I wouldn't know what to do if I went back to my room. I can see myself sitting there trying to answer the question all day. Oh, is that okay? I asked with a smile as his suggestion swept away my problems. Getting back to the subject, Ignis points to the sink with his chin. Oh, doing dishes by hand. Makes my skin crawl. Like, obviously, like, I will dry you a mountain of dishes. I don't care how much it is if I get to be the person that dries them. But washing dishes by hand with hot water makes my skin crawl. I grabbed a sponge and jumped right in, dish soap in hand. You go, Kutone, do! You go! Ignis thought ahead and had it all soaking in water he mixed with the soap. The sponge cleanly wiped through all of the grease without an ounce of resistance. I didn't know Ignis would be this mindful about household chores. My thoughts wandered as we both kept working in a rather comfortable silence. As I turned the water up to wash a large frying pan. My good dude, you need to speak up. Sorry, Ignis, what did you say? I couldn't hear because of the water. Aww. A blushy boy. You think so? A few hours. Yeah, that's text we've already seen. Okay. Now they're having their little party. And we get to ask Jindo a bunch of questions about the worlds. And we're just gonna go through all of them again. And the fairy world. And the heavenly world. I think that's the one thing about games that have a very long common route. Is the first time around they take a long time, and then once you're through the first route and you only need to go collect the new scenes until you reach another route, it's just waiting and waiting. It's not necessarily bad, it's just how many streams did it take me to get to this point? Wait. 9 streams, I think. Wait, 4. No, I missed out on one stream. 3, 5, 7, 9. 10? I don't know. 9 or 10 streams. Each of them like something around 2 to 3, maybe 4 hours, but I don't think we ever really went for 4 full hours. And now we're just speed running. And that's okay. Vinia. Oh. Wait. Okay, don't follow Vinia. I really don't know. My experience with those fairies was awful. They invited me along in the same way, and most of all, Vinia isn't exactly making it subtle that they want us to decline. I'm the timid coward Kotone Awaki. I just didn't have the courage to just say yes, I want to go, especially with the looks that were being given to me. I really am honored by the invitation, but we have business to attend to. Please allow us to visit at another time. As I replied ever so timidly, Vinia's shoulders seemed to perk right up. Oh! That's... I didn't think we would be able to do this.
どうやらあなたはどこぞの黒騎士とは違い空気を読めるお方のようですね。
Hey. Although the words spoken still had some thorns, so then I sensed a satisfied look on Vinia. Huh.
おや、なんだか君の反応をものすごくお気に召したみたいだね。
つまりどうあっても俺たちを連れてくのがめんどくせえんだろ。
なので僕的にはぜひそのままお帰りくださいとさ。
Vinia suddenly begins to speak with an honest sadness.
残念ながら心から残念ながら女王陛下から命令されている以上
Oh, I
あなた
see.
たちを連れて行くほか
So
僕には選択権がない
the only difference is how we react.
ですので繰り返すようですが
But we're still going to end up going there,
誠に
okay.
勝手ながら僕
Not,
についてきてい
it's
た
not
だ
that
け
big
ま
a
す
difference then. In the end, totally drained of all happiness, Vinia begins walking away listlessly. Wow! So that's the difference in how you gain the affection? Oh, okay. Oh, maybe that's why also the maybe that's also why this is the recommended route order. It's like, okay, first you go for Canus, then you go for Ignis, and then you go for Rindo, then Eel, and then Mishir. I think. Yeah, Yeah, no, that's the way you're supposed to go, apparently. Because that's in terms of plot. Well, plot reveal. I guess. Not sure. Not sure. I'm gonna be honest though. I'm still the one I'm most interested in is Eel. Like a fallen angel. He looks exactly like the character. Like character design wise, he looks exactly like characters I like. And Misha is like big spoiler for everything. Can't really pinpoint what his story is going to be about. Because if we get to go to his home world, oh, right. I would love if the little pet thingy Mikado has with him gets to move at some point. Because it's like, oh, this is not a real thing. He just has it with him all the time. He talks to it and are you sure? Are you sure that thing is not real and cannot talk? I wouldn't be so sure about that. Also, the weird masked assistant. Suspicious. Very suspicious. Oh, that's also a new option we're supposed to take. Okay. I understand. I'm not sure if I can help, but I do whatever I can. Wait, what are we talking about? Oh. Wait, that part where we're supposed to get Kania to go to the GBM. You talk to a child like you talk to any other person. You're nice to them, they are nice back. Huh? Well, it's not like he's a total child like you guys seem to be saying. Aside from Ignis, to Canus and Eel, who have been alive for so long, Kadia and myself must seem like total children. I guess. It's not like he's a toddler. He's, what, 14? 15? Chunk. Ha 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 ha, Kadia has escaped. Huh. Don't push yourself. Alright, Kadia is a kid and you're an adult, but no matter how old you are, you're still one of my guests and someone I cherish, so please don't push yourself. You're still kind of slimy. I don't like how I'm growing to dislike Rindo less. It's like, no. Be gone, old man. Be gone. She's like, man, I just want to save, I don't know. He lost someone in another world, I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty sure his story is going to be about how he lost someone. They all helped you move forward and really did a lot for you. Let's say thank you, okay? These two have the same kind of face. What's wrong, Eel? You've been just staring at Kadia.
いえ、あくまで第一印象の話なのですが、彼、どことなくイグニスの元雰囲気に似通ってはいませんか？
What? How?
はあ？俺のどこがこんな生意気なガキに似てるってんだよ。
いきなり何？人を生意気とか。こっちこそあんたみたいな暑苦しいよ。
Okay, yeah.
心外なんだ。
I see.
このガキ、溶かしてやろうか、こんにゃく。
Oh.
似ていたでしょ？
I guess so. They both do seem to be impulsive and could be better about being honest with themselves.
Our baby.
Soon. Soon we shall have a little seal baby. Whose name gets typoed like half the time it shows up.
I want to see my little boy. Here he comes. I want to see my little boy.
There he is!
A baby.
A baby! What kind of song was that? Is this the same as before? I wonder if we're going to see more of... Oh, I forgot his name. Ignis' self-proclaimed right-hand man. Wow, how did I already forget his name? What was his name? I swear to God. Yeah. Yeah, the tiger guy. The really loud one. There he is. What is his name? Draw me! Ah. We'll probably see some more of him. Maybe we'll also see more of the bunny girl again. Oh, it's all different. I really would like to go get information, but I'm a little worried about Eel. Before I try and find answers, I'm going to see how he's doing. Eel, Misha, I'm coming in. I walk quietly into the igloo where the chief apparently lives, and there, struck by the cold once again after spending all of his energy, the fallen angel succumbed to his condition and was lying down with his eyes closed. Yeah, it seemed like he was pushing through before, but he still looked pretty bad. You decided to hang out a little while and look after Eel, Misha? Fire brings smoke. And smoke can be seen. Also, the entire village is made of ice, yeah. Right, the whole village sits on ice. And, well, using a match is one thing, but I can only imagine the type of flames you'd use. I mean, he could, like, Just make his hand warm and then hold it over Eel. Like one of these warm pets. Right, being strong can be a problem at times, huh?
面目ないってね。こういう誰かを助けたいって時はちょっと不便だよね。
What's the point of being strong when you can't control it? Hmm? I looked around as we talked, trying to find at least a single blanket. Before I did, Eel opened his closed eyes. No, he opened his open eyes. Oh, Eel, how are you feeling?
おとなしくしていましたし、先ほどよりはマシかと。
ごめん、イル。今回は負担をかけすぎた。あんまり辛いようなら、先にゲートからアンシャンテに。
なんだか面白いです。寒さで倒れた天使なんてきっと展開では私が初めてです。本当にアンシャンテの港いると毎日が新鮮な経験。
Now he seemed sleepy, and Eel closed his eyes again. He still looked cold, but his face was much more relaxed. Now was my turn to laugh.
本人からすれば辛い寒さだろうに。それを面白いとはね。
Good night, Eel. Thanks for working so hard. Rest up. I whispered to him and stroked his wings. Leaving the rest to Misha, I went to group up with Canus and the others who were trying to drum up some information. Ah, I see. There's a little bunny girl. And there's the Minotaurs. No, hold on. Minotaurs was from Gravity Falls. These are just Minotaurs, never mind. The Minotaurs were an episode of Gravity Falls I just recently rewatched. Getting my media confused here. That's not possible. I don't think that's possible, Ignis. I mean, you're awkward and you're not a very good liar. You have a terrible poker face, remember? I have no clue what the conversation was about, I'm not gonna lie. But there's the very, very good CG. Oh, and it's gone again. And there's that not so nice background picture. Ahaha. You know what we're gonna do? I'm gonna make this into a short stream, I guess. I'm just gonna, well, run us through to the start of Ignis's route. And then we'll stop there, so next stream we can just get started on his route immediately. Because it's still a few more scenes, there may be some differences, but it won't be much longer until we reach the route, I guess. Ha ha ha. I turned my gaze back to the bed. My eyes landed on Kororo, who was fixated on the pillow, eagerly batting it away with his tail. Kororo, you wanna play? Even though it was my idea, how should we play? I just gave him a bath earlier. Oh yeah! After my pondering, I went to grab something out from one of the drawers. It was a toy, a long stick with a fuzzy ball at the end. In other words, yep, a cat toy. The item got mixed in with my things while I was getting ready to move from my house. The sea demon is clearly not a cat, but still, he might show similar curiosity. Kororo. I tried lightly shaking the cat toy in front of Kororo's eyes. With it, Kororo's eyes moved left and right. This was hopeful. It was a pretty good response. Maybe Well, it's the same length as Canus' route was. So like, yeah, actually maybe we can finish it in one stream, yeah. We'll have to see. Oh no, he fell asleep. At least I thought it was a good response. I didn't expect him to fall asleep so soon. Oh, come in. Ignis, what's wrong? Hey, are you hungry? I figured since you're off today I could make you whatever you want. Okay. What? Not even waiting for my response, he uttered those words. With that, he just shuffles off. We're going out, so he wants me to go out with him? Huh? Wait, I don't get it. Hey, Ignis, wait a minute. This is like my mom comes in. Hey, we're going shopping. Get ready. What? Ma? He was moving so fast that I lost sight of him, but somehow I managed to keep up. How do you lose sight of someone and manage to keep up? I followed his lead. He led me to a park. Singing birds told me it was a peaceful one. We decided for starters to just sit on some of the open benches we saw, but this is so awkward. If we were shopping, we could at least talk about cooking or ingredients. But before I even think about that, why did he bring me here? Stealing glances at him, it seemed like Ignis was troubled by something too. I feel like he's extremely angry, though that may just be my imagination. Anyway, maybe I should try talking to him? Maybe start with the reason why we're here, that's what I should ask.
Oi.
We spoke over each other. Often during the following silence. He's immediately super angry. Rustling his hair with his hands, Ignis quickly stands up. He looked down at me and... What? Huh?
謝ってんだ。ベスティアにお前を連れてったこと。それから血生臭い現実をお前に見せちまったこと。
Aww. With that, I finally had a guess as to why he brought me here. I see, I must have been worrying him. Ignis, that isn't your fault. I'm the one who chose to go to Bestia.
だとしてもな、なんかの形でお前にけじめをつけねえとこっちの気が済まねえんだよ。
Oh wait, are we in the chapter where like all of them try to go on a date with us? Yeah, I think.
なんつうんだ。例えば、そうだ。俺に何かしてほしいこととかねえか。よっぽどの無茶じゃねえ限りは聞いてやるよ。
Huh? This is a sudden request.
そんなもん考えりゃいくらでも出てくんだろ。ほら、とっとと言いやがれ。
The situation, it feels less like he's cheering me up and more like he's threatening me. Okay then, it's getting a little dull sitting here. Wanna walk around the park with me? With no particular destination in mind, I walked the park with Ignis. He had this dissatisfied look creeping onto his face. But it's nice. It's perfectly fine. The park is pretty. It's refreshing to just walk through it. It's always very calm here. I've avoided it for a while because of that. I didn't want to get caught up in my thoughts here. So that's why I'm glad that you're here and that I have someone I can talk to, Ignis. Don't call me cheap. Yeah, I was told that a lot in college. As I gave him an embarrassed smile. Dog! We heard the sound of a dog barking. We look around wondering if someone was walking their dog nearby. An adorable puppy ran right toward us. A Labrador Retriever puppy. It's a... Oh. What do you call them? There were an ambulance just drove by. With like the blue lights going off. Huh? But wait, there were no signs of an owner. No one was holding its leash. What? Huh? Ignis, what are you? Looking toward where Ignis was looking, I saw all sorts of different breeds of puppies rushing us at once from that direction. And you're not even showing me those dogs? Game? Excuse me. The resounding adorable barks met our ears as they surrounded us. It was such a nice and healing sight, but this was...
おい、離れろガキども。今日はお前らの相手をしてる暇なんざねえん
Oh,
だよ。
they like him because he's a wolf? Ignis tried to yell them away, but the puppy showed no sign of hesitation. In fact, they wagged their tails happily as they hound Ignis and rubbed their faces on him. Is there something about you being a demon beast that attracts dogs, Ignis?
知らねえよ。ただここに来ると、こいつらが勝手に大喜びしやがるだけで。
It's because he's a wolf. Wolves are from the canine family, so maybe have an affinity toward him because they think he's one of them. I never say this out loud though, because I'm sure he'd get angry about it.
膝をよじ登るんじゃねえ。爪が引っかかって折れたらどうすんだ。
Scolding them, or rather, he was worried. I watched Ignis carefully address each and every one of the puppies with those big round eyes of theirs. Here, this is such a calming sight. You're like their big brother, Ignis.
誰が兄貴だよ。もうついでだ。てめえもこいつらの面倒を見ろ。
He's blushing. Ah! He forces a puppy he was holding onto me. It was friendly and it was sniffing me. That tickles. Stop licking my face. Oh my god. Why do you not give me a CG? Ultimately, until each of their owners came to pick them up, I was surrounded by puppies and it was a wonderful, refreshing time. Nice. Like, Hodari went to the park with Ignis today, got jumped by a bunch of puppies. What I would give to live her life. A bunch of puppies. I say this like I don't have 4 cats, but you know. This one we've also already seen. Wow, the music changed when those weird creeps arrive. Clunk. I think it's interesting that Eel gets 2 full CGs in just this one chapter, which is kind of dedicated to his introduction. While all the others mostly only get the CGs in their own routes, or like the shared CGs, I guess. So, last chapter. I wonder if there's any other differences here. Ah, yeah, okay, the voice is calling us. Time to get dropped. On that island. I think in this chapter we just choose the exact same things as before because we're not going for Rindo's route. This one is also surprisingly relaxing, considering it plays in a cave where they're like running for their lives. Ask Misha and able to help. Yeah, okay. Misha knows whoever exactly it is that is behind this attack. I think. Because before doing his big attack at the end of this, he did say something like, oh, this place is not for you or for me. It could also just mean, okay, you're just some random thingy from another world, you don't belong here, but I think it's more along the lines of he knows personally whoever that was that's trying to get into the human world. But that's just my theory crafting. Maybe I'm completely off with any and all of my theories I've had so far, so who knows? I want to find out. Oh, what? Aha! There we go. I ran into Ignis, who was just coming out of the kitchen. I just sort of woke up. What are you doing, Ignis? Although, there can only be so many things you'd be doing coming from the kitchen. Midnight snacks. Oh. I could just whip something up for you real quick if you'd like. Is this Ignis watching out for my health in his own little way? Okay, I'll make a ton of food for breakfast tomorrow to make up for it. Because I know I'm safe with you. I think that was mostly because I was too shocked to act on any fear I had. Oh, but I was pretty surprised to see that giant wall of flames out over the ocean. Those were your flames, right, Ignis? I'm sure. Doing that could melt the ground around him there and he'd sink in the freezing ocean. I'm starting to feel a bit cold just thinking about that, as my body shivers at the cold in my imagination that didn't even really exist. No! Huh? Oh no, I'm actually not. Huh? Warm milk. Huh? Yeah. I wasn't actually cold, but I already felt like I wanted to drink some anyway, so I just nodded in reflex. Warm milk. Do people actually do that? Get up in the middle of the night and get a glass of warm milk? I'm asking this as someone who can drink milk. And like, imagining it doesn't sound very tasty. But maybe that's just me. A few minutes later, Ignis came back, bringing out in both his hands a cup of hot milk and a carbonated drink. We find ourselves sitting beside each other. Ignis fans away at his carbonated drink as he spoke. Meanwhile, after I stared at the gentle steam coming off of the warm milk, he carefully began to pour for me. Okay, thanks. You don't know anyone who drinks just milk? Okay. Yeah, I don't know, I see it in a bunch of anime and stuff so often. I'm like, do people actually do that? Is it a Japanese thing? Maybe, the warm milk. I don't know. I slowly bring it to my lips and tasting the gentle flavor of my drink. What? What? What the fuck? Okay. Yay! His route also immediately starts with a perspective change. That's fair. That does sound very nice. Where do I save? I'm just gonna save on my main file. Wolf of Burning Loud. That doesn't sound very nice. This sounds nicer. This sounds nicer. Okay. Okay. We finished Canus's route. We reached Ignis's route. So next time we are just gonna blast through his. Maybe I'll try and like, yeah, no, starting earlier. I don't know if I can make that. Because like I start streaming after we have dinner. That's why I always start so late. But we'll try. We'll try to like get through Ignis's route next time. If we cannot make it, then I'll just combine like Ignis and Rindo's route. Because it's going to be just the same thing. Look at maybe 2 more scenes in the main route and just skip through and then their stories. Nice. Wait. Whose is this? Oh, it's the other CG section. I was about to ask who the hell is house specialty drip brewed coffee, because the others you can kind of imagine what they are. The devilishly, the fairies, the fallen angel, beastly feast, mega stagnation's best kept secret. Yeah. Okay. Hey. It's 22:22. And it's 22 Celsius in my room. Degrees Celsius. Okay. Then. What am I doing today? Almost ripped out my headphones. Then thank you everyone for coming today. We're getting closer to the end. We're getting there. So thank you for staying with me for this trip. Let me turn on the ending song. And the ending screen. Ta-da! And see you all next time. Have a nice night. Stay strong for the rest of the week. It's already Wednesday night, so just 2 more days. And we'll see each other again for another Okami stream on Friday. Same time as today, as always. Thank you. Bye bye. You didn't hear that. I totally am not destroying my own room right now. No. You enjoyed the stream. That's nice. Good night.